Alright, Gabe Cook here with you again. Today I'm going to be talking about Student Congress and moving away from the script. I've watched a lot of Student Congress rounds at Debate Kansas City over the past couple years, and I can tell you that one thing that's holding many competitors back is sticking to a script. Here's what happens. You get a bill, it comes out, you decide you want to write a speech on that bill, so you write out word for word everything you're going to say, and it makes you feel comfortable because you have everything written down. But here's what happens. You get that bill and you get that speech written on it, and then your speech goes something like this, and you spend the entire time talking into a sheet of paper reading word for word what you wrote. That's not very exciting. It's not very dynamic. Alright, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should get away from the script, which means you need to deliver a speech without reading it word for word. And then after I give you the reasons to move away from the script, I'm going to talk about ways that you can in fact move away from the script. Alright, so the first reason to get away from the script: eye contact. Eye contact is vitally important in giving a speech. It's a sign of sincerity, and it's a sign that you should be trusted. If you're not making eye contact, if you're doing the look down at the paper thing, we never see you, we never connect with you as an audience or as a judge. So to improve eye contact, move away from the script. Second, it makes the speech fresh. If you give a speech exactly as you've written it, you might give the exact same speech tournament after tournament. That can get boring for the people around you, and it can get boring for you. What makes a speech exciting is if somebody gives a slightly altered version making similar points. Alright, when you stand up and you just read the same thing, the speech sounds stale. But when you talk off the cuff just a little bit, you've got it planned out, but the words are coming out fresh, the speech will be better. Third, gestures. Alright, if you are intimately tied to this sheet of paper, you're most likely not going to be using your hands in ways that can complement the speech. Now, it's kind of hard to demonstrate on our little video blog, but when giving a speech, you want to use gestures that complement what you're talking about, and if you're locked into that manuscript speech, you're not going to do it. Fourth is it shows you're prepared. Alright, if I read a written out speech, it shows that I wrote a speech. If I give a speech without looking down much and I've got quotes and I'm clearly organized, it shows I didn't just write a speech, I practiced giving a speech. And that is going to impress your judges. I absolutely guarantee it. I'm the one who trains them, and I tell them that you should give a speech while making eye contact, and it shows that you're prepared. Alright, the fifth and final reason: you get to play the role of a congressperson better when you don't use the script. Alright, think about an actor or an actress in a movie. Right? They're not reading their lines off a sheet of paper, right? The script is gone. They are becoming the character, becoming the part, and the only way they can do that is without a script. And the only way you can play the role of a congressperson or a senator is without the script. Alright, so how do you do it? How do you move away from the script? Well, the first thing that you can do is you can take a speech you've already written and you can highlight it. I'll show you here. You see this sheet of paper? Here is a speech that one of my speech students handed in, actually, and what I've done is I've highlighted in different places the key points that I would want to remember. Those highlighted sections now become my guide. Alright? So when I'm giving my speech and I have to look down, I'm just looking down to these critical highlighted pieces. And if I'm only reading the highlighted parts, I'm reading a heck of a lot less of my speech. And if you already know your speech, what you should do is highlight keywords that are going to trigger memory. Alright? They're going to trigger what you had already written in your mind. And so you'll be better at delivering it. So take a full speech, or even if you write shorter outlines, take that outline and highlight keywords that are going to trigger your memory. So maybe you're giving an introduction about your dog somehow, and so you highlight a couple keywords, dog, funny story, something rather, and when you look down and see that, it triggers, okay, now I need to tell the funny story about the dog. That's what you use the highlighted words to do, to trigger your memory and to get you rolling and talking while making eye contact. Second, write shorter outlines. Alright? Put as few words as possible down on your outline. Take a speech that you have from the past and rewrite it in what's called keyword form. Alright, so you may not write out the whole introduction, just a few words. And one of the things you'll definitely want to include is any exact quote you're using with the citation. And remember, when we cite things out loud, we have the author, their qualifications, the publication, and the date. The Google is not a source. Alright? So be sure to cite things correctly. Finally, how do you give a speech without a script? Practice, 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 then practice some more. Eventually, you'll be able to give the speech from memory. It won't sound exactly the same every time, but it'll be darn close and it'll sound good. Alright? So, you might want to write the speech in full at first. Then you highlight it. Then maybe you rewrite it into a keyword outline, and then you practice giving it over and over again until you can give that speech in your sleep. Once you do that, I promise you that you'll be getting 6s. So, ditch the script, use the techniques I've talked about, and good luck, Congress competitors.